racing now. I wish I win from last. A spectacular TJ win. Giga kick down the outside, wins the Everest. Shinzo and Ryan Moore have drawn clear to win the Golden Slipper.
With Tim Gilbert and Julie Snook, this is Racing Dreams.
Oh, what an exciting day of racing. It's grand final, of course, weekend in the NRL, but
indeed.
it's a real grand final for many people in the horse racing game. It's Epsom Day, 3 Group 1s. We've got the 2-year-olds for the fillies and the colts.
Oh, cracking day of racing in Sydney. Good morning to you, Timmy. Good morning to you at home. And of course, a cracking show coming up for you today as well. So let's take a look at what's coming up this morning. 2022 champ Giga Kick chasing a second Everest crown. We're just about to be joined live by his trainer Clayton Douglas.
Life after racing. We'll head out to the Sydney International Equestrian Centre ahead of day 2 of Equimillion.
And Everest winning jockey Sam Clipperton reflects on the season that was and his new approach to racing. Looking forward to that chat. Well, in just 2 weeks, we'll be coming to you live from Royal Randwick ahead of the 2024 Tab Everest. And as the clock ticks down, the field is finally starting to take shape.
Yeah, the chessboard is moving, the places, and even some are out. Now, one name that has joined this year's contenders, 2022 champ Giga Kick. His trainer Clayton Douglas joins us. How are you, Clayton?
Good, thank you, guys. How are you?
We are well, Clayton, but I tell you what, there must be many emotions. Tell us about them, because you were back in the $20 million Everest.
Yeah, look, it's very exciting. We're very hopeful that we're going to be able to gain a slot, and obviously the news come out during the week that we've been able to secure one, and it was always planned for him to be third up into it. Obviously, as long as he's performing well, and to be able to get that news during the week is very exciting.
Well, he's got a big race today, doesn't he?
Yeah, looking forward to today. He's prepped up really well. His first up run was really good. He was sort of probably out on a limb, and he's drawn a nice alley today. He drops a little bit of weight. He strips fitter. He's had a trial in between, so I'm expecting him to run very well.
There's always so much outside noise, particularly when it comes to this race now as well. How has it been for you? How is the horse in your eyes?
I've been really happy with him. Obviously, it's nothing like match fitness. He probably needed that run first up just to blow the cobwebs out. And, I haven't really changed too much. I haven't tried to work him any harder or do anything like that. I've just tried to keep my plan as to how it is, and it seems to be coming off well at this point. His trial at Canterbury last week was really good. James gave him a glowing report, and he's had a really good week leading into today. So, no, he'll strip fitter. He looks really good in the yard. I think everyone will be surprised how well he's done over the last month into his second up run, and he'll give the race a good shake.
It surprised a few people, I think, because many thought, we'll wait and see what happens with Giga Kick on Saturday, but it came early. Did it surprise you, and does it take a little bit of the pressure off? The ATC slot, of course. Yeah,
look, obviously we've been in negotiations for a while with quite a few slot holders, and obviously we're able to jump at an opportunity with the ATC, and it was probably a little bit of a surprise. I sort of may have thought early in the week that he was probably going to have to be performing very well today, if not winning, to be able to secure a spot. But look, he's a quality horse. He's won the race 2 years ago. He's a much bigger and stronger version. His first up run had full of merit there, and look, we'll see a very good run today. I'm pretty sure of that.
We're just watching his most recent trial on screen there as well. What has James McDonald's feedback been? Because obviously, James has got some decision making to do in the next couple of weeks as well.
He does, yeah, absolutely. He's obviously in a very good position. He's a world-class rider, and everyone wants him. So, no, look, he's been very happy with the horse. He got off the other day and said he's glad. He's had a couple of rides of him now. He seems to think that he's a really good chaser, and probably his form reads that too. He won the Everest off the speed, and he won the All-Age Stakes as well from back. And you might see a bit more of a more neutral ride today. But look, the horse has been beginning really well this preparation. So he's I probably won't tie James down with too many instructions, but as long as he's in a nice, comfortable rhythm and he's hitting the line hard, we'll be happy going to the Everest in a fortnight.
It's been quite a roller coaster the last couple of years. How's your life changed since the win in the Everest? You had the disappointment last year where he was out for such an extended period of time.
Yeah, look, it was, he's probably going to be the best horse that I've touched for a long time, and fingers crossed he's not, but he's just such a superstar horse for my stable and myself and my career, and to be up here and experience these sort of big days, it's always exciting and very nerve-wracking. I've got a horse on a comeback trail that he's right in the market for an Everest, so he needs to perform today and show everyone that he's going to be there in a fortnight and running the best he can. And I love it. I love the experience of it. It was, like you say, it was very disappointing as to what happened with his injury, but look, he seems to have come through that well with the time I've given him, and hopefully he can reward me today and going forward in the future.
Obviously still a few slots to fill in the next 2 weeks, but at this stage, what do you make of this year's Everest field? Yeah,
it's an intriguing race this year. There's going to be a couple of horses that may miss out, and there's probably some horses there that probably deserve their spot that might not get in, and it's a quality field so far. These 3-year-olds have got a great record. Obviously, we won the race as a 3-year-old, so they do get the weight pull on the older horses, and and obviously these older horses, Bella Nipotina, she's just a mare that's in flying form, and she's going to prove very hard to beat again today. And Kieran Maher's done a terrific job with her. So, it's a great race. Obviously, I wish I win. He's prepped up well. He's ready to go. He looks like his 2 runs leading into the Everest have been significantly good this time round on a tight turning track. I think the Randwick 1200 will really suit him. So, I think it's going to be just a terrific race again this year, and to be a part of it, I'm really excited, and hopefully Giga Kick can put his best foot forward. Yeah,
I think he'll win today. Premier Stakes is race 7. He's around that $2.70 favourite. So all the very best, and thanks for coming on the show, Clayton.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Who can ever forget Clayton celebrating as Giga Kick came down the
I was watching him thinking, I reckon I would have done at least a medial or an ACL if I was jumping in that manner. True.
That's your Everest winning moment.
Absolutely. Oh, gone.
After the ED. Well, what an Everest it will be for informed trainer Kieran Maher. It's hard to believe that to this point he hasn't had a runner since its inception.
Absolutely, Jules. Already he's got 2 contenders, but he may even have more. He's got Bella Nipotina and I Am Me. You had a chat with him.
It feels outstanding to be in the Everest. That feels great, actually. We've never had a runner in the Everest before, so to get 2 in, the team have done a super job, and the connections and my team are certainly all very excited. I was very happy with I Am Me. She trialled this morning here at Rose Hill. It was just a tick-over trial without the pressure of a race day outing. It was going to be a month between runs, so just to keep her fitness levels right where we need them, and it's a little trip away from home, invigorates her and just keeps her right up to the mark.
I Am Me's coming off the fence with a big run, and here's Bella Nipotina. I Am Me, Bella Nipotina, I Am Me just.
I thought she'd been with the chances for the Everest after her first up win, and when she backed it up, I thought, she's a real live chance of getting in. I thought she was a sneaky chance after the first win, but after the second one, I thought we were cooking now. Bella Nipotina, she's had a super 12 months. You would say she's in career best form. Her form in Queensland was outstanding, and she ran in 4 Group 1s, 1, 2 and second in 2. And then her return run in the Concord behind I Am Me was super. She hit the line full of gusto. You can't really split them. I think they've raced 3 times, and I think I Am Me's beaten Bella Nipotina every time. But you get the feeling that with a sweeter run, Bella might get there, but I Am Me just continually seems to get the job done. So there's actually not a lot between them, and they have a good little rivalry. It is a great time for the stable. Southport Tycoon, we're in discussions at the moment, so hopefully he can get a spot as well. He was absolutely outstanding at Moonee Valley in the Manikato, and I think he'll come on from that again. He was only second up. The addition of the blinkers and a super ride by Mark Zara So he's a real live chance, and I'll be talking to Ving Cox and the Yulong team this afternoon to see whether Growing Empire's a chance for their slot. The process of the Everest, you know, there's a fair bit of intrigue, you know, like it's the slot holders and, you know, deals and what deals getting done. You can see how it is the race that it is. I'm just fortunate enough this year that we've got two horses that are in career best form and hopefully are going to do the job for their connections and the slot holders. It means everything to the team and myself and the connections. You know, it's now one of the biggest races in the country, and to have two horses in and potentially some more, I'm absolutely wrapped. This is a time of year when you really want to be hitting your straps, and I'm certainly very happy with the way the spring started.
It is great to have your company this Saturday morning. Now, Jules is back with some news from around the tracks and some shock news out of Chris Waller's stables. We woke up to this yesterday, Julie.
Yeah, Timmy, unfortunately, star filly Autumn Glow has been scratched from today's flight stakes. She was found slightly lame yesterday morning in her right front leg, with an x-ray showing a minor chip in her right front knee. So the filly will undergo surgery, with the team confident she'll make a full recovery for her autumn campaign. So very disappointing, but good to hear that a recovery is expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's been a big week of Everest chat. We've already had a bit on the show.
Well, he was in first, but now he's out. 3-year-old Bustling is out of the $20 million sprint. He did some track work on Tuesday morning, and trainers Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. just didn't think he performed up to expectations. This, of course, means Max Whitby and Neil Werrett are now back on the hunt to fill their slot with just 2 weeks until the big one. Now, Max and Neil have come agonisingly close to winning this race. They're not there to make up the field, we know that. They do want a winner. Today's Premier Stakes, of course, will play a big part in that, no doubt, Timmy.
Now, what about Coolmore Colt Stormboy?
Yeah, I reckon he's been one of the most talked about horses in the last 12 months. And now the son of Justify is expected to fill Coolmore's slot in the Everest. It hasn't been announced officially. Gay Waterhouse says the star colt has come through the Golden Rose in good order, and they're now targeting him towards the Everest. Now, the good thing about owning your own slot, such as Coolmore, it means there is time for them to make a decision. Remembering the Everest is a weight for age race, so he'll go in carrying 53 kilos on October 19. So I guess the question now comes back to who will get the ride,
yeah,
Timmy?
that's
Not
an interesting
you or I.
Goodness gracious me. Oh, I'm not talking about you here. Speaking of Gay, the filly is in.
Yeah, the filly, as Gay famously said watching Lady of Camelot win the Golden Slipper. The 3-year-old's owner, Sir Owen Glenn, reached an agreement with James Harron Bloodstock to lease the slot this year, which means Lady of Camelot is in the Everest. We spoke to James last week. He wasn't sure which way he'd go. Now we know.
Absolutely. Now, interestingly, the reigning Everest champ is yet to be named in the race. Makes me wonder whether Max and Neil will watch that one very closely today.
Oh, I reckon they might be. Think About It is yet to be picked up for this year's Everest, and Joe Pride didn't mince his words this week, expressing his disappointment at the Australian Turf Club's decision to lease its Everest slot to the owner of Giga Kick 2 days out from today's Premier Stakes. Today is the first time we'll see Think About It for the spring. Joe says he looks amazing. He can't fault the horse, and the proof will be in what he does this afternoon. So the remaining slots are held by the likes of Godolphin, Yulong, etc. So they are, of course, likely to choose their own horses, Timmy. So it probably really is over to Maxie and Neil Werrett. Now, speaking of slots, let's take a look to see who we have in the race now. There are so many moving pieces. As you can see there, Trackside Media has I Wish I Win, Newgate and GPI locked in, Steffi Magnetica. Chris Waller has Jolie Star, Stormboy is probably expected to be in for Coolmore. Tab has Bella Nipotina. If we turn over to our next page now, I think there we have it. The Star and Arrowfield have I Am Me locked in. The ATC has gone in with Giga Kick and Lady of Camelot in that Go Bloodstock and James Harron slot. So still a few slots remaining, Timmy.
And we could see something very interesting at Randwick today for James McDonald.
Very special indeed. J-Mac could well create racing history this afternoon by becoming the fastest to ride 100 Group 1 winners. If he gets the job done, he joins the likes of Jimmy Cassidy, Huey Bowman, Damien Oliver in the 100 Club. He was due to ride Autumn Glow in today's race, but obviously she has been scratched. But nonetheless, he still has rides in the other Group 1s. Let's take a listen.
The moment I've sat on him from the Fernhill, to see his development from race to race to race is just incredible. And he's dead set. He hasn't gone up by step. He's skipped a couple, you know, like he's that kind of horse. He was feeling the pinch 100 from home, and just the fighting qualities in this horse. The turn of foot, the will to win. He's just a marvellous horse.
So that is James speaking to Kovalika there ahead of today's Epsom. Now, Timmy, Damien Oliver retired in December with 129 Group 1s. James is now just 32 and says that record held by Oliver is the goal. And given he averages 10 Group 1s a season, I reckon he's probably on track to get the job done.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. He's racing at about 33%, so every 3 rides he wins, James McDonald. Thank you, Jules. That was a lovely snapshot of what's happening in the world of racing. Now, there are few sports with the rich history of this one, of course, and many organisations go to great lengths to pay homage to the past, like Arrowfield Stud, who have a number of very significant statues on their property. What's not to like about Arrowfield Stud? Every time I've come here, and I've been doing it for a number of years now, I love this place. It's one of the most beautiful parts of the world, and I've always wanted to know more about the statues. John Massara, this guy here is the sire of sires. Tell me about Redout's Choice.
Well, Timmy, the best way to describe him is he's a legend. He's nothing less than a legend. He's been a wonderful sire himself. He's been a sire of sires. His sons have become great sires, and he's a sire of brood mares. His daughters have become great mothers, and it's all there on black and white for people to see. He's etched his name in the pantheon of great stallions of our country.
Would it be fair to say that he built this farm in many ways?
It's more than fair, it's factual to say that, yes. In those years where he's at the top of the tree while he was still alive, we did very well as owners of about 40% of him, and we poured that, whatever profits we made, we poured back into developing this farm. So we built the farm on the back of Redout's Choice. I'm perfectly happy to say that.
Yeah, what a mighty horse. OK, Redout's Choice. Well, we're going to continue. Let's go this way because we're going to continue to look at the statues, and we're going to look at a very special person next. I never had the pleasure of meeting Percy Sykes, but John, you've told me a lot about him over the course of time, and here he is in statue form, just outside your office. What an amazing life, lived to 93.
Yeah, an amazing person and a very impactful person in my life, certainly in my life in the horse industry. I learned so much from him. And he changed the face of veterinary science in Australia. He invented a whole lot of procedures that hitherto hadn't been used in this country. Could diagnose a horse on the telephone better than most vets could do there in front of the horse, feeling and looking at him.
Early days of telehealth. And it had people like Bart Cummings, Tommy Smith, they were very close.
He was the vet to some of the leading trainers of that generation, you know, the TJ Smith generation, 33 premierships. Bart Cummings, the Cups King. Percy was behind as the vet of those stables. He was amazing.
And it's nice just to glance across the right at your old friend when you come in.
I give him a pat as I come in, yeah.
God rest his soul. There's Percy Sykes, living here in statue form at the Arrowfield offices. Let's go to our final statue that we're going to look at today, and it's an equine statue of a stallion that's still very much at work.
Yeah, very much in the news.
So here he is, John, the mighty Schnitzel with the unassuming Irishman, Joe Hickey. Who, of course, is the head of your stadium barn, has been for a long, long time. Let's first mention him, and then we'll get to this guy over here who's amazing.
Well, this fellow there is a quiet achiever. Well, this guy here is a quiet achiever as well, but Joe's an important part of the Arrowfield team, and quietly spoken, man of few words, but certainly gets the job done and knows his horses backwards.
This guy's 22.
This guy's 22 and he's still at it. And that's about the age where things slow down a little bit, so we're keeping our eye on him. But he's been a wonderful stalwart for this farm. Of course, he's won 4 stallion championships. Well, he has a stakes winner every 3 weeks, so he's never out of the public eye or out of our eyes.
So, John, there are horses that come to my mind immediately when I think of Schnitzel's progeny, but what about you?
Oh, well, he's had so many of them. You've got the winner of the TJ Smith top sprint race, Trapeze Artist. You've got Seamus Award, who won the Cox Plate.
Red Zell.
Red Zell, who won 2 Everests.
Shinzo,
who won Golden Slipper, and Estajab, who also won a Golden Slipper. So, and the list goes on. So I think he's had 140 stakes winners. It's a big number.
And Trapeze Artist stands now. Shinzo stands down the road at Coolmore.
His legacy will also continue through those sons and daughters of his.
Oh, well done to our editors and Murray that shot that.
Oh,
did a
Murray,
fantastic
beautiful
job.
camera work there. Absolutely stunning. You look stunning yourself too, Timmy,
Please,
by the way.
fading away to West Arrowfield. Okay, now we're going to head out to Randwick, Julie.
We are. It is a massive day of racing at Randwick today with 3 Group 1s scheduled. So let's bring in track manager at Royal Randwick, Mr. Michael Wood. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Woody. How's the track?
Yeah, really happy. I think it presents extremely well, and just a little shower overnight's just freshened it up and taken a little bit of fire out of it. So just ideal.
So give us all the details of conditions there today. Rail, forecast, what are we looking at?
Yeah, look, sun's come out now. Going to get a little bit of cloudy conditions a bit later on in the day, but we're a good 4 track, penetrometer of 5.21, going stick of 9.4, and the rail at 3. So really just ideal. It was a matter last night of us just watching the radar and seeing if we were going to get that rainfall, and thankfully it did. Otherwise I would have put some irrigation on in the early morning, but yeah, that 2 mil of rain just topped us off nicely.
We're looking at you just and over your shoulder, all the beautiful flowers on the Theatre of the Horse. The place is looking pretty as a picture. Obviously, I'm going to be biased. I absolutely love that joint like you do. It's a special sporting cathedral, isn't it? And today it's going to be absolutely teeming with human beings. It's a sellout.
Yeah, look, it's great to have the good races on and the big crowds come in, and my staff just do a great job in presenting the place, and we're really proud. Well, hopefully we're really proud at the end of the day we can sit back and cheers a good day.
Obviously this time of year is notorious for being a little bit moody weather-wise. How are these conditions this year to date compared to previous years? Because we've sort of had that nice balance of sunshine and rain.
Yeah, look, it's been a great start to the spring really for us. We have had some warm days, but some high rainfall at the back end of last week was just perfect for us. So really, yeah, the conditions have been great leading into this carnival. Previous carnivals, yeah, sometimes a bit of a mixed bag. The autumn we were quite wet. The spring last year we were dry again. So fingers crossed we can continue on the way that we're going and getting these nice days with Everest in the fortnight.
Finally, and it's not the most exact science, we know weather forecasting, it's difficult, but we're 2 weeks away. Today's a huge day. We've got 3 Group 1s, we've got the babies of the boys and the girls racing in the Jim Crack and the Breeders' Plate. But in 2 weeks' time, of course, it's grand final day with the Everest. How's it looking?
Yeah, this stage, next week looks quite good. And then even the extended forecast that I did see, it sort of had us at about slightly actually under the average rainfall for this period, this time of year. So let's hope that that's the case. And, you know, a little bit of rain here and there certainly won't hurt us, but it'd be good if we could control the way that the track's going to be there for Everest Day.
Just quickly, obviously it is in 2 weeks, so what do you do after today's racing to ensure the track is ready for that huge $20 million event?
Yeah, look, it's been a pretty busy period. We've been up and running since May, so it's just about doing our standard practices. We came through the race meeting a fortnight ago in really good order on that, in the true position, so we'll take the track back down again. We'll have staff in tomorrow and also the public holiday Monday, just to make sure that the track's, you know, going to be in best order as possible. But it's just about repairing the track, keeping the water up to it, putting all of our programs into place for the next 10 days, and yeah, we should be in great order for Everest Day.
Good on you, mate. I know you've got a busy day today. I appreciate you coming, or we appreciate you coming on for a few minutes, and enjoy it. We'll see you out there a bit later.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Well, stay with us. We still have plenty more coming up on Racing Dreams, including 2024 Equimillion. We are live to day 2 of the event at the Sydney International Equestrian Centre. "2024 marks the second year of Equimillion, which showcases the versatility and suitability of thoroughbreds for careers outside of racing, beyond their racing days." Day 2 of Equimillion is about to get underway at the Sydney International Equestrian Centre, and that is exactly where we find Latoya James. Good morning to you, Latoya.
Good morning, Julie and Tim.
Tell us a little about the event, Latoya, because it's the second year and it's really caught the imagination for so many people.
Yeah, look, Equimillion's a fantastic concept by Racing New South Wales. It's a $1 million prized money equestrian event over 4 disciplines. So over the next 4 days, we've had dressage, today is show horse, tomorrow is eventing, and we've got show jumping on Monday. And there's 40 classes, all tailored and to go towards the retired thoroughbred racehorses.
It is such a brilliant concept, as you said. I had the pleasure of catching up with Colding a couple of weeks ago and his new owner Claire to see how he was prepping for this weekend. He joins a list of retired thoroughbreds on show. Who are some of the superstars out there?
Yes, we're super excited to have the likes of Nature Strip here doing show jumping, Lost in Running. We did have the likes of Zaki Register and also Chalkstream. It's really bringing the champions of the track here to the equestrian event, and we're seeing them in their second careers excelling and really showcasing their skills with their new owners and their new trainers here today.
It is brilliant, and we see the superstars like the names that we mentioned, but we also see those horses that maybe didn't even get a start. So it's all racehorses, no matter what their success level was on the track.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And I think when you look at their talent on skill at the race course, their athletes there and their athletes here, and, you know, the buzz here is extraordinary. We've got 520 horses competing over these 4 days, which is 70% up from last year. Our stables are thriving. We've got participants wandering around. Their fans and their spectators and their supporters are turning up to see them compete and hopefully win the big checks. So it's exciting.
It is such an action-packed weekend, so people can come out and have a look too, can't they, Latoya?
Yes, they can. It's free entry, parking's nearby. We've got the lovely kids zone, which is free slides and pony rides, planting the seed early. And then they can wander through the Shade Village and have a look around, and also stand by an arena, get up close with these horses, talk to people. It's just a really great atmosphere, and everything's just, you know, a couple of strides away. So we'd like to see, yeah, come on down.
And they are such beautiful animals, aren't they, Latoya? I know all of us three are, we don't need any convincing, but they are just the most beautiful animals. And those that work inside the industry, whether you work in racing, whether you work beyond their lives in racing, in equestrian or whatever horses go on to do, they're just extraordinary animals.
They are, and the thoroughbred, well, to me, the Australian thoroughbred is the best horse in the world. You know, they're bred well here in Australia. They come in through our racing and our race courses and through great trainer hands. And then when these equestrians get them and take them and produce them into equestrian sport horses, they really can take to anything. And whether it's a competition horse or they move into the pleasure sphere or they're a companion, equine therapy, RDA, these horses really do take to their second job really seriously, and we give them a chance to do that. So, but here we've got the competitive lot, and we're certainly making sure that, you know, we're chipping through all these disciplines over the next few days.
Well, Latoya, I know you love your horses. You know your horses so incredibly well. I imagine that this is a rather busy weekend for you work-wise, but you'd just also be here, there and everywhere trying to watch it all.
Yes, there's classes happening consistently, and it is really a beautiful facility for us to be able to watch some show horse, watch some dressage. Cross country is fascinating out there, so you watch the water jump and see the thoroughbreds really take to a new stride out there, and the show jumping is just exhilarating to watch. And, you know, we've got beautiful height classes up to 1.20 metre. We're also catering down to the amateur riders to 65 centimetres. So there really is a class here for somebody, and for me it's just trying to get as round to everything as possible, but certainly having a lot of chats around the grounds and a lot of high fives and smiles as the days go on, so it's exciting.
Well, Horsley Park has certainly changed since we used to do the walkathons at Patricia Brothers Fairfield in the early to mid 80s. But the weather's been good. It looks absolutely postcard-like over your shoulder, which is fantastic.
Yes, we've got the main arena here, which is our show horse lead and show horse gelding classes happening. But weather's been kind, it's perfect. So in terms of what the horses are being asked and the facilities itself, you know, they're all happy and comfortable and settling in right lovely. We've got trucks and floats still arriving for different days and different classes. So when those ribbons get put on, the horses are shining and those ribbons are glittering, and it's really rewarding, and it's so good to see them all so excited and feeling like they've really done a good job, and we want to reward that.
Latoya, thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations to you and the team. It is a wonderful event that is just growing year after year. We appreciate your time this morning.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Latoya.
I think it's also worth, when I spoke to Claire, who has colding now, she said, come up, if you're out at Equimillion, come and see us. People love taking photos with the horses. You've got Nature Strip, you've got Equimillion, you've got Lost and Running. Go see them, have a photo with them. They are just loving their new lives and doing so incredibly well as well. So I might have to take my little guy out there for a ride in a pony.
Absolutely.
His dad will love that. We often talk about the way the Everest has taken off in just a few short years. There have only been 5 jockeys to win the race. Now, this is because Karen McAvoy has cheekily won 3.
Yeah, he's won 3 of them. One of the 5 is last year's winner, of course, Sam Clipperton, and I caught up with him for Racing Dreams.
Think about it from Cylinder, Private Eye, I wish I win. Think about it in front from I wish I win. Think about it! Think about it, won the Everest.
Congratulations, Sammy. How good does that feel? What a warhorse.
Corey, I'm lost for words. I've got so many things to tell you. I'm going to cry, I'm going to pass out, I'm going to do a backflip. I don't know. I know it sounds cliche, but I visualised this moment. I had to keep it to myself, but I just knew he simply had too many gears. Simple as that. I mean, it's hard to put into words still. You know, obviously a career highlight, a highlight of my life. Just something that, you know, you obviously you strive for, a huge moment. That's why we're here at track work every day, right? You know, you find a horse to win a Melbourne Cup or an Everest. So to say that I've been lucky enough to achieve that, very proud, and a day that I look back on and think I did that. So it was amazing.
Absolutely. And did it give it more significance when you become a dad? You found the love of your life when you become a dad?
Does a little bit. It was funny, my little one has a habit. Last year, 2023, obviously was a great year, you know, winning on Think About It, and brought home a lot of trophies, and our daughter thought they were new additions to the toy box. So,
lovely.
Fortunately, the Everest trophy never made it to the toy box. Would have been a very expensive toy.
Tell us about where you're at right at the minute, because trying to get the right weights, trying to get the right rides.
Yeah, so, you know, like you say, racing's a funny beast. You would think winning a race like the Everest can really springboard a jockey. I was very conscious to keep working hard afterwards, but you know, for one reason or another, you know, reasons I can't put my finger on, reasons I can put my finger on, is it's been tough since. I've had to take stock though and reevaluate movements in my career, and you know, it's been bloody hard, but I've been proactive. You know, I've said to myself, you know what, I'll take one step back to take two forward, and at the moment I'm riding the provincials on a Saturday, which I'm really enjoying. It's just good to get enjoyment back in my riding and build some continuity with trainers and owners, you know, rebuild relationships, get my name back out there, and I'm starting to ride some winners in doing so, which is enjoyable. So you know, hopefully I can. It's about rebuilding myself and getting myself back to where I want to be.
Let's move away from the track and think about some of your other great loves, because you did bull riding, you love going country, you got a property up north. Tell me about all that.
Yeah,
how it all started. And
I was born and raised in the Northern Beaches, but certainly was born and raised in the wrong area. Just wanted to be out the bush all the time. My dad and all his family are from the Riverina. Got into rodeo when I was about 12. Saw it on TV and thought that's me. And Mum and Dad weren't too happy about that, but they took me everywhere, so that's what I did. And geez, I was tiny growing up. I was, you know, I would have been 28 kilos when I was 13, 14. So I dreamt of being a world champion bull rider, but was steered into becoming a jockey. I'm not sure which one would have been easier. And you know, competed in show jumping, had my own horses growing up. Didn't play any sort of sport growing up. It was all horses and rodeo, and you know, still a passion to this day. As tough as being a jockey is, you know, the highs and the lows, I consider myself very lucky to be able to do a job that I'm passionate about, and you know, passionate about riding and passionate about horses, and getting the best out of horses is a great feeling for myself. You know, there's you know, tricky ones, there's easy ones, but you know, it's certainly for myself very satisfying when you can get the best out of a horse that sometimes not many other people can. That's something I enjoy doing personally, but very lucky to be able to make a living doing what I love.
welcome back to Racing Dreams, and of course our tipping competition. We weren't going to do it this week after some significant losses by individuals last week, but it is part of the program, and we will do it. Joining us now, a little bit of fun there because I lost last week. Racing New South Wales, Mark Brassel, how are you?
Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Shane.
Someone who didn't lose last week was Shane O'Cass from the Daily Telegraph. You are on fire.
It could stop this week. I've got a long shot, but we'll see how we go. But I'll take that.
Yeah, 4 straight wins. What have you gone with today, mate?
Yeah, well, look, I had a 100-to-1 shot on Tuesday before Autumn Glow came out, but she's now $26. Her name is Miss Buslinger. She's race 6, number 6. That's the Flight Stakes at Randwick today, one of the Group 1s. Look, she's trained by Chris Lees. I'm pretty sure she's headed to the VRC Oaks, where she's only $26 to win, so she's obviously a stayer on the way through. But I will point out her only run at the Randwick Mile prior to today, she ran 4th to Broadsiding, beaten 3.5 in the Fernhill. So that's pretty good form when you think she goes back to her own sex. And look, I thought she was good first up, making a good ground against some older horses, but it's a big ask for her today, but I think she's up to it, and she's $26. Yeah,
okay, $26. Someone's going to be happy if they listen to you and you get it right. I haven't been quite as brave as you. I've gone for the benchmark 94 today, which is Chica Mojito. And if you remember that last race finished on the leader's heels, I think real good chance here around that $2.70 mark. We may have some vision of that race at Rosehill, we may not, but that's the way that I've gone. $2.70, 52 kilos. Craig Williams, I just think that...
Craigie's on board.
Chica Mojito will get the job done.
Oh, Oh, Craig's on board as well. If Craig comes to town, you know he comes to town for a reason. So, oh, God, if you get another win, I just don't know how I'm going to cope with that, Timmy.
Oh, you'll be right.
All right, so let's have a chat. Let's have a look at who I've gone with. I'm with Bella Nipotina today. Of course, she comes off that second in the Concorde behind stablemate I Am Me. We're just watching that now. Craig Williams, he's on board this one as well. He obviously has a very high opinion of her. Has always come very close to her stablemate I Am Me. So I reckon today is her day. But I also like Chairwolf in the Epsom. So I've said it on air. If Chairwolf gets up in the Epsom, does that mean I get points?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, but someone wise once told me if it's said on television, on air,
but you can't chuck 3 darts at one board, Julie. You can't do that.
Someone wise once told me
I don't know who that wise person was because the information's changed since that wise comment was made. Bella Nipotina for Julie. Mark Brassel, you are struggling again this year.
No, I'm not. I'm going for the big fella.
Go for it.
Giga Kick. As we know, he's had issues. He's a very, very good horse. But Ted said, have a geek at this trial. There he is back last in the white sleeves. We just want him to make a statement before the Everest, and I think today he will. J-Max on him. You can see him back last there, but just watch what he does the last 200 to 300 metres. He peels out and away he goes. I do think this is the old Giga Kick. He's back. He'll go through his gears here, and today's a perfect setup. Good 4-track, his favourite track, Randwick. I think he'll just really stand up and blow these away today. I'm pretty confident this big fella is back, finally.
Look at him come
We
out.
love him.
Look
at him. Wow.
Look how he's furnished.
Yep,
over
I'll
the
say.
years.
Yeah, and Clayton said that he's a bigger, stronger version of the Giga Kick we knew, so that would be very exciting to see, and for you on the leaderboard as well.
I need it.
You do need it. Let's have a look at who else
Finished like Burnborough.
in our tipping comp. Kirsten Duke from Sky Racing has gone to Newcastle today for race number 4, Kosuke.
Yeah, Julianne Horseman from Kembla's gone with Lady Shenandoah in the flight stakes at Randwick. We've got Nick, he loves Newcastle Creek in race 3, number 3, and Jared, Snow in May, of course, the Autumn Sun progeny, Snow in May, and that is the flight stakes as well.
So let's check our leaderboard just quickly. We don't have to linger on it for too long.
Really quickly.
Let's just skim over that. There is Timmy and Shane tied at 12 apiece. Oh, look at that. I'm coming second. Oh, no, I'm not. Nick's coming second on 9. Look, guys, we're still beating Jared Crocup. So that's good.
As a tipster, he's a great rugby league player, isn't he?
Well,
Good morning to you, Jared, if you're watching.
The tipping comp, there's a long way to go. There's an eternity to the finish. Now, Shane O'Cass, let's have a look at today. 3 Group 1s. We've got the Colts and the Fillies in the Gimcrack and the Breeders' Plate, which are significant races. But let's start with the flight stakes. No Autumn Glow. Who do you like?
Well, I'm with the roughie, Miss Bustlinger, but it was a big shock, wasn't it, Tim, when the Autumn Glow came out? Autumn Glow came out just late in the week with some bone chips that need to be removed, but the horse is okay. It's sort of opened the door for all of these fillies, I suppose, now, but particularly Snow in May, who ran second to Autumn Glow in the T-Rose. And we didn't see the start there, but the Snow in May missed the start by about a length and a half, and she was forced to go a long way back, was really taking ground off Autumn Glow, who was ridden closer on the day, and got pretty close to beating her at the finish. So that's why Snow in May is the favourite. She might have been gifted a Group 1 now, but she's got competition from a few of the other fillies, but Snow in May probably the one to beat in the big race, although I hope it's Miss Bustlinger.
Yeah, so do I. Also, Group 1 today in the Metropolitan.
Yeah, look, Chris Waller's going for 6 Metropolitans today. He's got the favourite, a horse called Unusual Legacy, part owned by his wife, and I think his best man owns this horse as well. He's a fascinating horse, Julie, because he started off at Newcastle when he came to Australia, and that was only 8 starts ago, and he's won most of them since he's been here. This last race he's winning as a benchmark 88 at Rose Hill, so he goes from an 88 into a Group 1, but that was all by design. Chris Waller's aimed to get this horse into the race with a lightweight, which he has, 50 kilos. Jay Ford, Takeover Target's jockey to ride. So, look, he's got a lot of fans, this horse, for a horse that's coming out of restricted grade, but they rate him pretty highly, apparently.
What about the Epsom?
the Epsom. Another open handicap, as it always is. Tom Kitten from the Godolphin stable. Tommy Berry's ride in the race. He's drawn a little bit awkwardly, but look, he's been set for this race since he was gelded, and he's come back extremely well as a gelding. You have to remember when this horse was a colt, he was running 4th and 5th in guineas and derbies and things like that, but he did win a Fernhill as a 2-year-old over the Randwick Mile, and I think he's the horse just coming good at the moment. Although I should point out, a lot of people will be hoping Kovalika wins. If he does, he'll be James McDonald's 100th Group 1 winner. James was certainly going to get it with the Autumn Glow, but he's missed out there. He's relying on Kovalika now to get it today.
Yeah, all right. Very, very quickly, the Breeders' Plate. Now, there's been 8 winners of the Breeders' Plate, including Luskin Star, go on to win the Golden Slipper. We've got the Jim Crack for the fillies. It's an extraordinary day of racing, very, very quickly because time's beaten us.
Yeah, look, I think it's Gay Waterhouse in the Breeders' Plate with Tuscany, James McDonald's ride, and Memo for Kieran McAvoy in the Jim Crack, drawn wide, but has got a great finish. Pretty good 2-year-olds on show today. We haven't seen them race yet, but we might see something special.
And it could be a special day for that man on screen there, James McDonald, chasing Group 1 number 100.
It's a great day, isn't it, Epsom Day?
And he'll get it too.
He will get it.
I like Kovalika. It's the setup's right. Be camped off the speed and away he goes.
Yeah, well, he could be the first to win 200 Group 1s, the way that he's going, James McDonald.
He's only 32.
32 years of age. So,
Hall of Famer too, already.
Yeah, every time he gets on a horse, every third time he wins. Shane, thank you. Mark, always thank you so much, and have a great Epsom Day.
And thank you to our great sponsors as well, Racing New South Wales and Arrowfield. Have a sensational day of racing and a lovely long weekend.
I'll look forward to go to the tipping comp by myself at the top next week. Bye.
Forever.